How y'all doing today? It's 4th of July. I got this shirt last night at Target. It's pretty cute. It was only like 12 bucks. Isn't that cute? It's got pink in it. Um, it's a good day today. You know, you have some different feelings and holidays, and you can take and put your sunglasses on, or you can take them off. I choose to take mine off for the most part. Sometimes I have this like cold stream of, oh my gosh, Pamela, you are not going to get on there and be transparent, are you? But I do. You know why I do? Do you really want to know why I do? Because there's healing in it. We get older. I ate too much today. Do you ever have a problem eating too much? I mean, I don't make a habit of it, though. You know, you can eat a small amount, and if it's got a lot of calories in it, that's a lot. But I don't think I've ever sat down and went to an ice cream place and just had 2 big scoops of ice cream and enjoyed it. I did today. Today I went to In-N-Out Burger, one of my favorite places. I grew up in California. We used to go there after church. I've had pastors, I've had therapists, I've had a lot of people say don't go in the past. But did you know you have a little child in the past that maybe needs to be dealt with? The whys, the ifs, the how comes, and you survived it, and how you wonder about if you are that child sometimes. And is that an innocent part of you, that children are innocent and love you? Even if you're mean to them sometimes, they say they're quick to make up, like as you observed your children playing, say there was a kid out there that was mean, they usually make up. Children don't seem to carry grudges, but they don't like it if you treat them mad, or they can feel things if you're kind or nice. Sometimes you have to approach them a little different. I've seen so many beautiful children today at the parade, I just couldn't stop looking. Some of them had red freckles and cute little haircuts. Others were chubby, eating donuts, but not chubby. You don't want to fat shame people, okay? Because there's something about you that's probably you could shame too. But isn't it nice to be accepting of others' cultures and just learn and relax in it? So before I go any further, this 4th of July, Miss Cool, a third person speaking, thought about some things in the past and didn't want to feel guilty that I thought them. Realized that my personality is a little bit different than others, and I asked myself why. Were my role models important? Could my role models have been, well, I don't want to be anything like my mother and father or my brothers that used to tease the hell out of me. You know, there was times in my life, my brothers, you're not going to believe it what they did to me. You want to know what they did to Miss Cool? Okay, I was probably about 9. They, was I younger than 9? I could have been. Yeah. They'd hold us down. One would hold my feet, one would hold my arms and stretch me out and hit my stomach and call it a pink belly. You know, that can make a child angry. Don't provoke a child, the Bible says, because they can't control themselves. I was provoked a lot by my brothers. Is it normal for brothers to pick on little sisters? Absolutely. But how far? Without causing a scar. Without at 67 going back and thinking about those things and saying, wow, that's what they did to me. Is that who I am? Well, it probably is, because there wasn't another person back there. It was me laying on that floor with my feet and my hands stretched out, and them just going to town on my stomach till it was bright red, pink belly. Am I a victim? No. Am I a survivor? Yes, or I wouldn't be telling you this, because I'm very strong now, but fragile. Some of the things they did to me I thought were very humiliating and shameful. Some of the things my mother did to me were very different, and I developed an acceptance through the way I was taught to please others. Many, 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 many times my mother had me entertain as a child. Miss Cool's coming on here talking to you about why I'm the way I am sometimes. And I bet if you look in your past, you'll realize why you're the way you are. Can you accept it? Can you understand it? Can you rearrange it, change it, understand it, forgive, and love yourself? I am. So my mother would call in all these people, mostly these Mexican people that lived next to us. They were a very, very large family. They were. I remember standing at their door and just smelling those pinto beans cooking. You know, in California, you remember those things. You remember the smell of gardenias. You remember the hot sidewalk laying on it after you played in a hose and were just ice cold and your whole body got warm. You remember those days picking up snails and not picking them up too hard because they suck the ground and you don't want to hurt them, do you? Because they're fragile as well. But you learn about different things growing up, don't you? So my mother would have me, in front of a lot of neighbors, perform. Oh, yeah. And that's how I was accepted. If I could get a brush, and I could hold it, and I could sing, and I could walk around in a circle, and she'd say, lift your arms. Sing and lift your arms. Well, I did. You want to know something? That was how I was accepted. For those of you that wonder how anybody could have a YouTube channel, maybe this day came and you get to understand me. And I can just a little bit of a push, like a bird does out of a nest, a baby that wants to fly. Well, you can fly out, and you can really re-examine some of the things about why you're who you are. And what's cool about it, it's a lot of things. It's a lot of beautiful things. It is. Because you made things great. Why my mother would have all these, I told you, Hispanic people. She liked them. She wanted to show me off, and that was okay. But she'd have me sing this song. And I remember singing it as a child, walking in a circle. And if I hear it, it's a trigger because it reminds me of some of the things I had to do to be accepted by her and loved. Did your mother ever make you do things so you could be accepted and loved? Was it bad and negative? Was it as an adult people think you're attention seeking? Or could it have been your acceptance and what you were taught to be accepted? Either way, it's a terrible knot that you must untie. It's not others' knots, it's yours. Unless they love you and they can help you unpack the bags. But if they don't want to unpack the bags because it might trigger them to look at what's in their bags, they might want to keep them zipped up and closed and in deep in a closet. Or preferably in a basement or a cellar. Until something triggers their mind and they get older or at any time in their life, a smell, a thought, a passing, a song could bring that out in you. Is it how you going to deal with it today? Miss Cool wants to know. So back to the story, my mother would have all these Hispanic people come in. There's probably people out there that their mothers had them do things as well. Well, mine had me singing. Okay? Oh, yeah. And you know, when you're little and you have an audience and you're about 5, and there must have been over 15 people in that living room, clacking gum, speaking Spanish, English, Spanglish, just laughing and getting a kick as my mom sat there smoking and watching, telling me what to do. So she'd have me sing this song. And I'd do all the hand motions with it. If my sister Paula's watching, she never did pick her to do it. She picked me. And when she picked me, I really wanted to be loved. I wanted to be accepted. I wanted to make people smile and laugh. So she had me sing this song, and I did the hand motions with it as I walked around in this big circle. And if I Google the song, it kind of gives me the chills because of what she had me do as a child. Was she making me feel like that I was special? Probably. But could she have showed me love in a different way as I look back? Absolutely. I didn't have to sing and dance and do that, though they were clapping and everybody thought it was so cute. Anyway, the song went, he took 100 pounds of clay, and then he said, hey, listen, I'm gonna fix this world today, because I know what's missing. And then I would do the hand things. Then he rolled his big sleeves up, and a brand new world began. He created a woman. Then when I'd say woman, I'd do her figure. He created a woman. Those are her curves. And lots of loving for a man. Yes, he did. Now can't you just see him walking around the floor? Now I'd do this big circle, walk around the floor as a child, and I was being accepted with my hands on my hips. And sometimes I want my grandchildren to do this. Sometimes I was like, I've got to go back to this little child, and why would I want them to do that? Could it make them feel good? Would it be forcing some type of love on them without finding out who they are first? You want to find out who a person is first, and a child, before you force them to do some things that you learned that were accepted. Okay? But as a child, we receive things, don't we? And we learn often and too quick what makes others happy, because everybody does want to be loved, especially a child. Some children early on will push back, but I danced and I sung. Well, can't you just see him walking around? Da 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 da. And he rolled his big sleeves up. Do the whole thing, act like I was pushing sleeves up. And a brand new world. How did it go? He began. He created a woman. Her hips. And lots of loving for a man. Yes, he did. Now can't you just see him walking around the floor? So they'd all be laughing. Story's coming to an end here. And it was fun. It was fun. But after I sat down and everybody smiled, they always wanted more. But maybe I didn't want to give more. Was I forced? No. Children can be tricked into doing things. Children can be very vulnerable. Be careful when you're with a child. They'll remember all the good things. They'll remember a warm smile and ice cream. My daughter took the girls out to get a big ice cream today. I like that. She's good to them. If they want their hair cut short, she'll do it. She'll give them that freedom. If they want to experiment some things, she'll help them do that. I would say Jamie's a wonderful mother. People need good moms. People need good fathers. But they have a lot to say about mamas, don't they, in this world? And mothers. I've met a lot of people that didn't know how to hug, or they just had a cold chill. Or those the mothers that didn't hug their little kids, and they backed up in a corner and found a stuffed animal to hug that accepted them. Maybe. If a child can improvise, as long as they get that hug and that feeling, wasn't that wonderful? Because they're going to get it anyway, aren't they? So it's Miss Cool talking about some of the reasons and the things that who I am, inviting you to do the same. To not feel like you can't go in your past or feel like you can't heal a child that's within you, but rather go there and find the answers you're looking for about who you are. And if you do, go easy on yourself, will you? And maybe you can tell your story to somebody. It's Miss Cool saying, what'd your parents have you do when you were little and vulnerable? Because it built some self-esteem in me. But at times I could be very foolish. Am I asking you to accept me today? I absolutely am. God bless you. It's Miss Cool sharing one of her stories.